This is 7 News.
Tonight's Transport Blue, the battle for your vote as each side promises to ease congestion.
Holiday tragedy, a couple killed backpacking around WA.
It's not me for a 6.
Barack Obama sworn in for a second term in front of nearly 1 million people.
And Prince Harry reveals he's killed Taliban insurgents on the front line.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening. The state government and opposition have started slugging it out for the transport vote, selling their plans to ease worsening city congestion. Both say the other side is not telling voters the truth. Political reporter Geof Parry with the details.
Labor has Metronet, the Liberals have Max, big election promises with big price tags. Transport Minister Troy Buswell blasted Labor's Metronet, claiming it will cost $6.5 billion. How does he know? Because the Public Transport Authority told him.
The PTA have costed up a whole range of options of rail, light rail and bus plans.
But PTA boss REECE WALDOCK couldn't recall.
These are election sort of issues. I don't get too involved. I'm a public servant, Geof.
But he's quoting you.
He's quoting the PTA.
Well,
we did give him some numbers.
What were the numbers?
But I can't, I just said that. I can't recall exactly, but I'll check and I'll come back to you. Promise.
He never did. Mr Buswell ordered him not to.
Metronet is not going to cost anything like the figures that Mr Buswell is saying.
But Labor won't reveal its own costings, then hammered the government's light rail plan Max, a project it says will cost more than $2 billion based on the cost of light rail under construction on the Gold Coast.
The costing for that will be provided as part of the campaign.
And flexing its muscle, the police union is demanding both Liberal and Labor agree to its demands for 800 more police over the next 4 years. But the union claims Colin Barnett has ordered his MPs not to meet with them.
That causes us great concern because we believe that constituents are entitled to know where their local members stand on police and law and order.
Police union's got muscle, 5,750 members. It says it'll take its campaign where the parties will feel it most, marginal electorates. Geof Parry, 7 News.
A 21-year-old man has been charged with threatening to kill 2 children as he raped their mother in Perth South. Grant Taylor is at police headquarters. Grant, the accused rapist faced court today.
Sue, the 21-year-old was arrested last night and charged with multiple counts of rape. Today, the Fremantle Magistrates Court also heard how he allegedly threatened to kill the victim's 2 young children if she didn't drive him to an ATM to withdraw cash. Now, police say the children slept through their mother's ordeal, which happened in Belia early last Wednesday. The man allegedly broke in through a top-floor window and then attacked the woman in her bedroom. He's now been remanded in custody. Rick.
Thanks, Grant. Witnesses to a king hit in the city have described seeing a man take a 50-metre run-up before throwing a punch into the back of a Perth teenager's head. The 17-year-old told Rob Scott he was knocked out before his face slammed into the road.
Ethan HILDER was skateboarding with friends in Forest Chase yesterday afternoon when he was hit from behind by a stranger.
I was told that he basically had a 50-metre run-up and just launched his punch into the back of my head.
The 17-year-old was knocked out cold. With his arms by his sides, his head slammed into the ground. 8 stitches now close a deep gash above his eye.
It was scary waking up in the hospital, not knowing how it happened or why I was in the hospital.
Witnesses saw Ethan arguing with an older man who he claims threw his board into the traffic. Moments later, they saw another man who wasn't involved in that argument come running and land the knockout blow.
We were just there and just wanted to hit somebody. Yeah. Just horrible what he did. Yeah, it was completely disgusting how he just did it.
After watching Ethan slump to the ground, the man and a friend ran off towards the mall.
You can see the blood here. That's Ethan's. That's exactly where he fell. Now, luckily, there were no cars coming, and one of his friends was able to pick him up and carry him across the road to safety.
And my head was in his lap. At the train station, he thought I was dead.
Detectives hope security vision will help identify Ethan's attacker. Rob Scott, 7 News.
A 16-year-old girl has told how she was repeatedly punched and kicked during a gang attack in Swan View overnight. Claudia Denton had just got off a bus on Miles Road when she says she was surrounded by 5 men and a woman. She says others drove past during the attack but didn't stop to help.
There was a red car driving past when I was on the ground.
Police say the attackers took Claudia's purse. They're urging witnesses in the area around 6 p.m. to call Crime Stoppers.
A young couple from Italy has been killed and 3 friends injured in a crash in WA's southwest. They were just 500 metres from their Manjimup campsite when they ploughed into a tree. Alexis Donkin reports.
Marco Borghetto and Erica Pazzinato, partners from Italy, had been working on this family-owned orchard for a month. Just 500 metres away on 7 Day Road, the young couple were killed. The car they were travelling in being driven by a friend who, police say, lost control and slammed into a tree. Locals tried desperately to revive Marco and Erica, but couldn't. 3 friends were in the car. They've been taken to hospital. One man is critically injured. DOMENIC Guadaninno owns the orchard. He's shattered.
It's pretty hard, you know, when you sort of get to know somebody and just something like this happening so close to home.
The friends were on their way to their campsite. They were so close. The car got safely around a bend about 100 metres up the road, but this stretch here is straight, so police will now investigate whether speed and inexperience on WA roads is to blame. Police collected the tourists' belongings this afternoon. 7 News understands Erica and Marco's families will travel to WA.
Oh, they're just a bunch of great people. It's not me for a 6.
In Manjimup, Alexis Donkin, 7 News.
2 men have survived a light plane crash at Kununurra Airport in the state's north. The 37-year-old pilot had just taken off when the Cessna's engine failed. As he tried to land, he ran out of runway and crashed into scrub.
We take safety very, very seriously, and we need to get to the bottom of why this incident occurred.
The man and his 57-year-old passenger walked away with cuts and bruises.
Barack Obama has outlined an ambitious agenda for his historic second term as US president. He promised action on the economy, climate change and gay rights in a grand public swearing-in ceremony in front of almost 1 million people.
Issued for communities in the Pilbara, a tropical low is forecast to develop into a Category 1 cyclone tomorrow. It's predicted to track over Karratha early on Thursday morning. Communities between De Grey and Mardi are on blue alert, which means residents and tourists should prepare for a cyclone. Port Hedland Port has been closed.
3 Australian Special Forces soldiers have been wounded in Afghanistan. 2 of the soldiers were shot in a gun battle against insurgents in Uruzgan province. 1 was wounded in the leg, the other in the hand. Defence says they're both in satisfactory condition and will be flown home. Details of the 3rd soldier's injuries haven't been released.
Prince Harry has given an extraordinary insight into his life on the front line in Afghanistan. The 3rd in line to the throne has admitted killing Taliban insurgents from his Apache helicopter. He's also acknowledged letting his family down in his private life.
And that's the news right up to the minute from the 7 Newsroom. Thanks for joining us. We'll have updates later.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Now here's Monica with Today Tonight.
Perth's #1, Australia's #1.